Hello and welcome back to the Sacrilege how-to guide for Lich King in 10-man normal ICC. This guide is for Phase 2 of the fight, where boss abilities include casting Remorseless Winter, summon ice spheres, summon Raging Spirits, and casting Pain and Suffering. During the end of Phase 1, everyone should be positioned largely on the outer rim of the platform that everybody is standing on. When the Lich King hits the 70% mark, he's going to haul ass over to the center of the platform, and the boss is going to begin casting his Remorseless Winter at this point, which you don't need to worry about because you're already on the outer rim. So, the ranged and healers will split into two groups, with the main tank and the melee arranged in the center of those two groups. Off-tank continues to hang out over to the side and deal with any adds that are left up over there. In the event that there's no plague left, ranged is going to need to be ready for that because you guys are going to have to burn those things down. And frankly, the off-tank can just drag them in with the other tank at that point, but only if there's none left. So when he casts Summon Raging Spirit, you have 3 seconds before it actually spawns, and whichever group you're in, you can just run over to where the tank or tanks are, and hang out and wait for the spirit to form up. Spirit forms up, tank gets aggro, and at that point, you turn around and run back to the fucking group. Hopefully very shortly after this, if any adds were back up and the plague was still going, those adds are going to be dead. And the off-tank can truck on down there and get into position. So, with the Raging Spirits, they have a frontal cone attack and need to be tanked facing away from everyone else, out over the edge. It's a silencing attack. It really sucks. Be careful because it can affect taunts on tanks as well, so you need to dispel that silence quickly. Burn them down individually, and do it fast. For summon ice spheres, they only have like 6k health. Designate one person that's ranged in each group to burn them down when they get in range. They're really easy to deal with. You have a little blue line that connects them with people out there in the raid, and you just kill them. If they get within melee range, they explode. They'll throw you off the platform to your death. It's no fun. The last ability casts Pain and Suffering. Pain and Suffering is kind of like this black force lightning shit that he shoots out. And this is the reason that we're divided up into effectively 3 groups. 2 halves of all the ranged and healers with the melee and tanks in the center. And that's because the Pain and Suffering is kind of a nasty thing when it hits a whole bunch of people at once as far as the healing goes. So breaking this up, you only hit one of the 3 groups at a time, and it's tremendously less draining on the healers for their mana and much less healing intensive in general, so their stress level goes way down too, which they will appreciate and thank you for. This is a time-based phase. I believe it's about a minute long, so at the end of this minute you want to have all the ice spheres cleared up to give you a nice path to get back into the center of the platform when the Lich King casts Quake and destroys the outer ring that you're standing on. And you also need to be careful when you're running back in here that you give a wide berth for the Raging Spirits so that none of the healers and ranged get silenced on the way in there. You're going to set up with the entire raid except for the healers. Now the tanks, Jesus, this includes the melee. The entire group, including melee, just off-center. And you're going to have the tanks with the Lich King and any remaining Raging Spirits a little further off to the side from there. You are going to you're going to do this because when you hit Phase 3 of the fight, this positioning is very important, and you want to make sure that you get a very smooth, very quick, very efficient transition between phases 2 and 3. So at this point, until the phase 3 abilities begin to kick in, priority item is burning down any Raging Spirits that are left over. And I truly mean that is a priority. That is a huge, huge thing. If you have one up, kill it as fast as you can. If you have two up, kill it and pray. And then kill the other one. So, alright. I hope that this helps you with transitioning between phases 1, 2, and 3. And I hope that you'll come back and watch the remaining videos in our series on the fight with Arthas. Thank you.